Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Tuesday morning trading room. Bear with me a moment here. I'll get the screen sharing going on. So we've had the markets open up with a little bit of a gap. Oh, before I forget, just a really quick overview. I see there's a few new faces in the room, or new names anyways. What you're looking at is the diversified trading system, and the way I have mine set up is I've got the Hawk Scalper here at the top left, Falcon Swing Trader top right, Eagle Trend Trader bottom left, and the Raptor on the bottom right. Now the charts we're looking at here are the NASDAQ, but I'm also following soybeans and crude oil. However, please don't be shy about asking for market. If I can get it in my data feed, I will certainly pull it up for you. Likewise for questions, if there's something that's confusing you, then please don't hesitate to ask. All right, we're going to take a look here at the NASDAQ. I'll take a look at what's been going on in the overnight, and you can see yesterday a little bit of a chop fest, although the overall trend was down. Little bit of a reversal going into the close, and the market finished somewhere around the 48.66 area, and now we're opening somewhere around the 48.88 area. So we've got around a 20-point gap just below the market. However, we only opened up a couple of minutes ago, so we'll give them a moment here to get their footing. I would guess that we're going to see a little bit of a retrace into that gap. We had a couple pre-market signals. As you can see here on the Eagle, we had a signal. We had a nice late filter entry signal a couple hours before the open here on the Falcon. A little bit of a push up. Yeah, Andrew, you might be right. Andrew says it's pushed up on thin air for no reason. The FOMC might change that. That's quite the rally. So it appears as though they're going to continue what they started during the overnight. Well, I guess I'm going to be sitting on my hands here for a little bit. Ooh, baby. That's quite the move. I think we can safely assume we are in a bull market today. Look at that chunk of buying that went through there, and then another big chunk right through here. This is the tricky part, though. We may know the direction, but where do we want to buy in? Ideally a macro pullback, but we may not see one of those for a long time. You could buy in above the high. Can I cover it down there? No, see, I can't even cover it down there. Yikes. Darn it. I don't think I'm going to get a chance to get in here. Stinkers. Well, that's annoying. Yeah, like Scott says, but who knows? It's always a good trading friend of mine always used to say the big money is on the surprise side. That's why I say if a trade makes you uncomfortable, you probably should take it because it's likely to work out. Uh, okay then. Wow, this is unreal. I don't even want to begin to figure out what this is worth. So there's the, pardon me, excuse me, there's the open. Look at that. Is that crazy or what? This shattered our average ranges here, more than doubled yesterday's range. Or, pardon me, almost doubled yesterday's range. Well, I think we can go home now. That undoubtedly is the move of the day. Look at the Geiger counter. How quickly the market fluctuates from very strong bullish to very strong bearish to strong bull to strong bear. And here we go again. Well, Elmer, it's a good time to ask this question because I don't think I've got a trade. We do have a macro pullback signal here in the hawk. The problem remains the same. Where in the world do I cover this position? I don't think the direction is the hard part to forecast here. It's where do I place my stop so I don't get wiped out? What Elmer's asking is, he says, "Good morning, Eric. Just quickly, in order to change your futures contracts, such as your NQ317, so the March NQ, do I have to build a new chart or can I change it within the existing one?" Well, if you already have your other month loaded, obviously you just click on your drop-down menu. I'm assuming from your comment you don't have that month loaded yet. So let me show you how that works. Go to your control center and to your instrument manager. Now, it used to be that if you were going to a new month, you would find the contract you're going to change, you would click it over, you would have to find the NQ again, and then find your front month and click it back. But they've simplified that, where now all you need to do is you need to highlight the month in question, or the contract in question, click the right arrow, which moves it back into the assortment, and by default, you will move to the front month. So all you have to do is click your left arrow. So all you're doing is highlighting your contract, right arrow, left arrow, and it should move you into the front month. Now, I did notice the other day there was a little bit of an error where it was trying to move me into, I think it was, oh yeah, here we go. When you do your currencies, it's trying to move you into September 2017. And that's going to be far too far away. So you're manually going to need to select March 17 and then move it back. So once you've done that, then all you need to do is select your front month or whatever month you want. Now, another little hint, if you have all your charts for your market together, you can link your charts with this button right here. So you select a color and you make all the related charts that same color. And then when you change one, the others will all change as well. So you don't have to load each one manually. Oh my gosh, look at the order coming in now. Let's take a look at this here on the Raptor, on the Geiger counter before it leaves. So you remember how big all these orders were. Look at the orders coming through here. They're just dwarfing the rest of the orders. Wow, that's pretty crazy. So it looks like the buyers still overwhelming the sellers. At least on that block. Oh, baby. Yes, so Elmer asks, so one needs to build the list first. Yes. Choose the markets you're interested in following, build your list, and from there you can select whatever market you want. Oh, man. I know I want to buy through here. I just can't afford it. I can't afford the stop loss. This is so frustrating. And by the time the market gives us a retrace, well, shoot. Now we got a 4-arrow consolidation here. We've got just a regular trend line touch. We've got a double pullback here in the Raptor. All right, here we go. Stop loss. Ooh, that's going to be a little bit cozy. Let's get a little bit more room between us and the market. That's not very good either. Oh, man. This is a awkward day to trade. And I probably waited just long enough for the sellers to beat up on me. I'm going to delete my break even. All right. Russell says your support lines are different than mine. About the only thing that changes this is the data series. I have 10 days loaded, which I think is the minimum. And I'm running the default 24/5. If I ran the default 24/7, that would change my numbers a little bit. Russell says same here. So Russell says I've got a line at 49.27 3/4 and 49.39 3/4. Yeah, it looks like your lines may actually be more accurate than mine. The sometimes it has to do with your data provider as well. You know, if we're a couple of milliseconds out, sometimes that's enough to skew the figures a little bit. Well, looks like I found the top. Just make a couple notes here in my journal. Peter says his lines are the same as Russell's. So it could be the data on my end is off a little bit. Because these lines are predictive, you should always try to use them as a guide, not as an absolute. Right? So if you see, um, well, here, let's go back a day where the lines were a little bit more active. The market's just ignoring the lines today, but yesterday, okay, so prices come down. They didn't hit the line, but you can see there's an obvious reaction here off of this support zone. Here it actually fudged the line a little bit, but same thing, comes back with a reaction. So here also blew past the line a little bit, but came back with a sell signal. So like I said, they're good as guides. They're not so good as absolutes, although today it looks like it may have hit this line right on the number. And nothing really going on today report-wise. Tomorrow's the big day. All right, well, here come the buyers. And there go the buyers. So we're actually working a possible trend change signal here on the Falcon. And you know what? This isn't a half bad signal. Given the big rally, I think everybody is looking for the market to make some sort of retrace. Well, maybe almost everybody. We shot straight up out of the open, so almost a half an hour. And now we're kind of waffling a little bit. Come on. Well, things looking a little bit weaker here at the moment. We are getting a first micro-macro cross to sell. We're getting a trend change signal to sell, a soft edge sell. It is looking like the market may try to move a little bit lower on us here. well, after that big start to the day, things got quiet here in a hurry. So that first micro macro cross had a little follow through, and I don't know if this trend change signal has found the profit objective yet. Oh, it did too. So a couple decent little short-term trades there. All right, well, the buyers, that might be all that they're going to allow as far as pullback is concerned. Here's hoping. Okay, well, we're almost back to the highs. Well, this could be a little problematic now that we're back near the highs if we can't take out those highs. Then we have something resembling a double top. We are producing a first micro-macro cross. So if I wasn't already long, I would probably give this one a try because this one, well, we can cover it below here. Come on, let's go. Come on. All right, this is going to be kind of the last chance now for the buyers to get their act together. Peter says it's time for the magic mouse. All right, let's break out the mouse. Here we go. We'll push it up a little bit. Come on, get going. Take out those highs. Let's go. Come on, a little bit more. Come on, here we go. All right, we should see the sellers try to knock the market down here again. All right, so the magic mouse moving the market a little bit higher here. Hopefully, we're going to get a little bit more follow through. Keeping my eye on the clock here because we've been in a trend for about an hour and a half. That's a long time, so I think it's time to start getting the stops in a little bit more aggressively here. All right, and that's probably far enough for me to get this trade to break even, and I'll take my chances. Come on, don't stop now. How are we doing anyways? Well, not bad. If we manage to ride out this swing, we could be in pretty good shape. Come on. Oh, way to go. Daniel says he's trailing it with the ATR. The ATR would be a little bit more aggressive, lock in a little extra profit. Oops. Come on. And everything's just kind of stalled again. Look at how the buying and selling is alternating here. They're pretty well balanced for the most part. Okay, there we go. We're making a little headway now. Hooray for us. So I'm debating uh, rolling my stops in a little bit tighter here. All right. I'll go to parabolics as soon as I can, but right now I'll leave my stop below this little swing right here, and it looks like I'm about to get tagged. Okay. Well, that took a long time, but at least it turned into a profitable trade. And now, of course, we're looking at a little bit of a reversal. As it looks as though we may have something resembling at least a short-term top. I don't know if I'd be all that keen on shorting it, but it does look as though the market is going to head a little bit lower from here. Getting a red bar buy signal here, you could look to short that. Here we'll show it here in demo mode. So the idea would be that you could always take it with trend. Obviously, it's a very strong trend. It does look like we have a little bit of a topping thing going on, whereas the buyers don't seem to be following through as much. So you could look to perhaps sell it below the low. Now, anytime you go counter trend, I think it's always advisable to take profit on target. The other thing you can do, of course, is you can simply use this as an early warning. There is a chance we will see a little bit of an uptick here because we haven't seen a really good retest of this high. And as you know, we almost always see a retest of the extreme before the market heads lower or reverses. Not necessarily heads lower, but reverses. Things really slowing down though. From that huge rally we saw out of the open. Well, here's our retest of the extreme now, so it makes selling this red bar buy a little bit easier. We seem to be working a possible trend change slash late filter entry. The uptrend still very strong, of course. Okay, so we've got a trend change and a late filter entry signal here. This should see the market head a little bit lower, especially now that we're challenging the lows. But like I said, anytime you're looking at taking a counter trend signal, it's always going to be a little bit iffy. Sometimes it's better just to hold out for the buy signal. I do believe that we will find our profit target here, though. All right, well, we'll put that back on the shelf. Now you see we're getting that first micro macro cross about the same area that we had the red bar buy signal develop. So a nice first micro macro cross signal, also suggesting we're going to see prices head a little lower for the short term. Again, emphasis on short term. I think it's really difficult to ignore that really big rally that we saw out of the open. Wow, a little bit more sideways than I thought. Maybe the buyers are going to get a little busier here sooner than I expected. Well, they're pretty non-committal here at the moment. I suspect we're going to see a pullback maybe here to the hard edge, where we might see a hard edge bounce. That would be on the Eagle here and perhaps on the Raptor. If we start trading above some of these recent little swing highs, though, if we start trading above some of these little swing highs that are through here, especially this one right here, there's a pretty good chance that we're going to see the market rally a little again. All right, gang, I think we're going to close up shop here in a moment. Things have gotten very, very quiet, very, very sideways. I would anticipate, as I mentioned before, a retrace back to the hard edge. I think that would make for a more predictable buy. We have been in an uptrend since the open, so what is that? At least an hour and a half. Going on 2 hours, that's a very, very strong trend, and one that is likely to have a little bit of a retracement. So if you're up for it, you could consider shorting the market, certainly below the lows that we're looking at here. If you just wanted to flat out sell, you could wait for the green bar sell signal to complete if you wanted to get in early. The nice thing about shorting from up here, of course, is that it's easier to cover your trade above the high. Or you can wait for the first micro-macro cross signal to print. We might get a soft edge sell signal here in the Raptor again, although we just got a double pullback, so that's very bullish on the Raptor. When the trends are this strong, it's always a little dicey when to try to get in. Oh, I'm sorry, I've missed a few of your questions here. Floyd asked me, or said, I'm so upset with myself missing the open. I had an automated strategy that didn't fire because it wasn't initiated yet. I should have traded the open manually. Lesson learned. You know what, Floyd? It's not going to be the last move you miss. I miss them all the time. And, you know, while it would be really nice to capture those big winners, you will get your share. But you can't beat yourself up too badly when you do miss them. You know the market's in an uptrend now, so just keep looking for those buying opportunities. All right, everyone. Take it easy, though, because like I said, the market's been in a strong rally for the better part of an hour and a half, and retrace definitely looks like it could be a possibility. Now, I did say retrace, not a full-on reversal. But it should offer perhaps at least one more buying opportunity this afternoon. A reminder, tomorrow we're meeting in our open house room, so I will see you guys then. We'll talk to you soon.